Let's clear something up immediately. Men don't wake up one day and think, yes, today I will downgrade this woman from love to lust. That's not how it happens. The shift is quieter than that, cleaner, more efficient, and by the time most women feel it, the change already happened. In this video, I'm going to explain the one thing men stop doing the moment it's no longer love, but only lust. Not two things, not 10 signs, one. And once you see it, you'll realize why so many women feel confused in situationships that look fine but feel empty. Now before we start, a small warning. This video isn't meant to make you feel better. It's meant to make you see clearly. Let's begin. Love and lust are not emotional states. They're behavioral modes. Most people think love and lust are emotions. They're not. They're operating systems. Lust is short-term optimization. Love is long-term orientation. One is about access, the other is about alignment. And men don't confuse the two. Women do, because men can stay physically present in both. The biggest lie women are taught? Here's the lie. If he still wants you, he still cares. No, if he still wants access, he still wants access. Care is something else entirely. Care shows up in behavior that provides no immediate reward, and that's exactly where the difference appears. The one thing he stopped doing. Here it is. When it's only lust and not love, a man stops emotionally accounting for you. He stops running his actions through this internal filter. How will this land on her? That filter disappears. Not dramatically, not angrily, not cruelly. It just shuts off. Emotional accounting explains simply, when a man loves you, he automatically considers his tone, his timing, his absence, his words, his silence, even when you're not there. When it's lust, he only considers effort versus reward, and reward doesn't require emotional accounting. Why this feels so confusing from the outside? Here's why women get stuck, because everything else can still look normal. He still texts, laughs, shows affection, wants sex, makes plans, so the assumption is we're still connected. No, bodies can stay connected while orientation disappears. Lust maintains proximity, love maintains direction. The telltale sign most women miss. Here it is. When a man loves you, he bridges gaps, he explains absences, he checks emotional temperature, he notices tone changes, he brings things back up. When it's lust, gaps are ignored, not because he didn't notice, because he didn't feel obligated. Responsibility is the divider. Love creates responsibility, lust avoids it. Responsibility doesn't mean control, it means consideration without prompting. When that disappears, love has already left the building. What women usually do next and why it backfires. When women sense this shift, they usually respond by explaining more, feeling more, talking more, asking more. This feels logical, but psychologically it does the opposite of what you want, because now he receives emotional engagement without emotional investment, and the brain doesn't invest where it already gets benefits cheaply. What this means moving forward. If a man stops emotionally accounting for you, the relationship hasn't failed, it has declared its category, and misunderstanding the category is what hurts, not the behavior itself. In the first part, we establish something most people never talk about. Men don't stop loving loudly, they stop loving quietly. They stop emotionally accounting for you, and once that stops, everything else becomes noise. Now let's talk about what happens after that shift and why so many women stay stuck trying to revive something that already changed categories. Why men stay when it's only lust. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Men don't stay in lust-only connections because they're confused. They stay because it's convenient. Lust offers access without obligation, intimacy without responsibility, comfort without direction. From the brain's perspective, it's a good deal, and men are very good at staying where the cost-to-reward ratio favors them. The lust zone is not a phase, it's the parking lot. Many women think, we're just taking it slow. No, sometimes you're not building toward love, you're parked in lust. No emotional construction happening, no foundation being laid, just usage. And the longer this goes on, the harder it is to mistake it for progress, unless you really want to.
The emotional investment illusion. Here's why this gets tricky. A man in lust can still be affectionate, be present, be consistent enough. What he won't be is emotionally oriented, meaning he won't self-correct, he won't anticipate your emotional state, he won't adjust behavior unless it affects access. That's not care, that's maintenance. The silent signal that love is gone. Pay attention to this. When a man loves you, he connects dots, he brings things back, he remembers emotional moments, he references past conversations. When it's lust, each interaction resets. No emotional continuity, no narrative, no shared story, just episodes. That's not forgetfulness, that's disengagement. Why he still feels nice. This confuses people. He's not mean, he's not distant, he's still sweet. Of course, politeness costs nothing. Emotional investment costs energy, and the brain doesn't spend energy where it doesn't see long-term value. The mistake that kills all remaining leverage. When women sense emotional accounting is gone, they often respond by explaining feelings, asking for reassurance, pushing for clarity, offering more emotional access. This feels mature. Psychologically, it's a disaster, because now he receives emotional labor, vulnerability, connection, without having to reinvest emotionally himself. And the brain never invests where it already receives value effortlessly. Why conversations start feeling hollow? Notice what happens to conversations. They become short, surface level, convenient, avoidant of depth. Anything emotionally complex gets postponed or minimized. Not because he can't handle it, because he doesn't see a reason to. Can emotional accounting come back? It does, sometimes, but not through discussion. You cannot negotiate a man back into emotional orientation. You cannot explain your way into being loved. If emotional accounting returns, it happens when emotional access is no longer assumed. Emotional effort is no longer one-sided. Emotional presence becomes optional. Not as punishment, not as manipulation, as realignment. What actually triggers reevaluation? Men emotionally reevaluate when convenience disappears, not dramatically, not angrily, quietly. When you stop filling emotional gaps he created, you stop explaining what he stopped considering, you stop offering emotional continuity for free, the brain finally asks, why does this feel different? And that question only appears when emotional comfort is interrupted. A line you must never cross. Important, this is not about playing games, this is about self-respect and clarity. If emotional accounting returns, it will be natural. If it doesn't, no amount of effort would have changed it, because love cannot be convinced into existence. The final truth most women avoid. Here it is. Men don't stop loving because women fail. They stop loving because emotional orientation never formed or quietly faded. And the moment he stops emotionally accounting for you, the relationship has already told you what it is. The pain comes from arguing with that truth. What to remember going forward? If you remember one thing from this video, let it be this. Love shows up as behavioral consideration. Lust shows up as emotional efficiency. And the difference is always visible once you know where to look. If this video helped you see things more clearly, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.